If you are one of those people who likes the crust, then this is just for you. Welcome back to Wretched. Send your dilemmas to dilemma@wretched.org, dilemma@wretched.org. We have a bit of a theme, and that is not being a crusty Christian. It is not enough for us to simply just not, but we also need to. Let me explain that, Ricky. We need to not only not be crabby, crusty, snippy, terse, mean, impatient with people. We shouldn't do those things, but we also need to do some things, to be some things. Why were people so attracted to Jesus Christ? Yep, it is true. It is because he did miracles. It is true that they were attracted to him because they heard that this man healed people, diseased, sick, organic, illnessed people, instantaneously, completely, whether they had faith or not. Sort of unlike a lot of the healing ministries that we see these days. Yep, they were attracted to him for all of those reasons, but more. Jesus was humble. Jesus was kind. Jesus was always loving. He was giving. He held the little children. People just wanted to be with that man. Question, do people want to just be with you and me? There are almost certainly, I hope in your life, some people who are just so, I just want to be with them. They're just so nice all the time. Isn't that precisely the way that we should be? Yes, I know we speak the truth, but we're supposed to do it nicely in love. Yes, we are to rebuke and admonish, but we're not supposed to go, hey, knock it off. Be more like me. We're supposed to be loving in everything that we do. Remember what James warned. If you think you're wise, you're not. Wisdom is not argumentative. Real wisdom, this is James 3:13 through 18, doesn't constantly cause conflict. Christian wisdom on display has a peaceable fruit, a fruit that brings healing, it brings joy, it brings love amongst one another. That is genuine Christian wisdom, and that is something that we should all be striving for. Let's get to our dilemmas and see if we can apply that command. Here we go. Greetings to you. I recently had a conversation which ended in a split. All right, it's going to stop right there. That's why I picked this one. This is a theological conversation, and it ended in a split. Now, I know there are some conversations about theological things that can possibly be required. But I think that this happens a lot. Somebody is not on the same page, whatever the issue is, and we just can't have the conversation without it going, that ought not to be. Here's the dilemma. Had a conversation. It ended in a split because the young man was very determined that all promises in the Bible belong to believers today, not to mention that we're to be rich, have renewed health, just like Sarah and Abraham because they had a child at an old age. Wow. Now, this young man believes that I'm deceived. Can you shed some light on this subject? Let me share 4 thoughts and then get to the big 5th one. Here we go. Number 1. Don't attack his teachers. Do that, game over. You're just game, especially if he holds that theology. They're instructed, don't you touch God's anointed. Another Old Testament verse taken out of context. You don't need to go after their teachers. You'll just come across as a crusty Christian. Number 2, lay some hermeneutics groundwork. Teach them that when you read historical narrative, it can sometimes be prescriptive, other times it is descriptive, and most of the time that's the case. It's just describing what God did for those people at that time, under that covenant, to bring about a Messiah, Jesus Christ. That is simply a description of history. It's not a prescription for how we're all supposed to live. Hermeneutics. Very important. And notice, you're not going like this. on Abraham and Sarah and being rich and being healthy. You're teaching them how to read the Bible right. Number 3, explain covenants. Explain to this fellow that there was an Abrahamic covenant, there was a Mosaic covenant, and now you got yourself a new and better covenant. Why did those things happen under that covenant? Why don't those things happen under this covenant? Once again, explaining hermeneutics would put an end to all of this prosperity, health, and wealth business. Our 4th practical thought. Number 4, share some promises he won't like. Take him to the places in the Old Testament that shows that God's going to squash you like a bug. Now, do you accept that promise? Why not? Because you don't like it. And it's also because not all promises that were made then are for us today. Now, that's the practical response. Number 5, just love the kid. Love the guy. He's confused, potentially lost. Maybe doesn't understand the true gospel. Maybe he's so totally deceived that he's on a highway to hell. Love the guy. Spend time with him because you want to simply love him. And then use those opportunities with your relationship firmly in place to teach him rightly and as needed. Go about the business of rebuking. But if all you do is go, oh, I see. So you're following those wingdings on TV. What's next? Glory, glitter, and angel feathers? You're not going to get very far. In fact, you're going to split with virtually everybody with whom you have any disagreement. So when you meet another Christian, I'm not suggesting you give in on teaching. I'm not talking about compromising. What I'm talking about is being obedient to the commandment to speak truth and do it without being crusty. And now, to bring you a very special message. Our very own Adrian. All right, Adrian. Go.
Thank you to our gospel partners. We are doing this because of you. We cannot do this without your support. And if you're not a gospel partner, what a great time of year to become a gospel partner. Visit wretched.org/donate. It allows us to do this. Your ongoing monthly support is why we're able to do this. So thank you in advance for supporting Wretched and what we do. We appreciate you. We can't do it without you.
Look at the time, what he said at wretched.org.